Good evening, thank you for tuning into 5 News. I'm Ron Burgundy. Beside me is Leslie Karbonovich and Gladys Nygaard.
We start tonight's edition of Genetics University News with the story on genetically engineered spider goats.
It appears that Al Gore has given up on saving polar bears and has turned his focus to other things, such as goats. In a recent interview, Gore sat down with Neil deGrasse Tyson and discussed the genetic engineering of goats. In a study coming out of Utah State, researchers over there are genetically modifying goats to produce spider silk in their milk. The silk being produced from what is being called the spider goat is as strong as Kevlar and as light and elastic as nylon. Randy Lewis, a molecular biologist, has been working on this project since the early 2000s. The science behind this is astounding. To get more information on this, let's kick it out to Lilo Kiwi, where she will be speaking about the topic with a geneticist.
Hello, Lilo Kiwi reporting here. I'm joined with geneticist Dr. Martha Jurgensen.
Thank you for having me.
So, Dr. Jurgensen, the idea of genetically modifying goats to produce spider silk in their milk seems like an unfathomable phenomenon. Could you please explain this process to me?
Certainly. Goats have been genetically engineered to produce spider silk through the gene splicing. In simplest terms, gene splicing is where DNA is taken from one organism, is taken out, cut, and placed into another organism. To simply explain how this chemical process works, a desired gene is first isolated. A specific restriction enzyme will split a specific DNA strand, which will result in a gap in the genetic code, in which a new DNA strand, which can come from another organism, can be added to fill in the gap. When the new DNA strand is added, it binds to the DNA strands that were originally cut. Ligase, another type of enzyme, is used to repair and help bind the DNA strands back together. When the new strand of DNA has been properly placed and binded, the gene's function change. In this case, the spider goat, DNA from a spider is placed into a goat, which gives the goat the ability to produce the proteins that are needed to make silk in the milk.
What an interesting process. Well, you're here. I'm Lilo Kiwi, reporting from the field. Now I'm sending it back to the news desk.
Thank you, Lilo.
As this is something recent coming out of the woodworks, there has been no discussions of goat farmers taking to the possibility of this niche market. To get our producer perspective on this, let's kick it out to Donatella Breckenridge at Goats Galore Dairy Farm.
Hello, this is Donatella Breckenridge here at Goats Galore Goat Farm, and I'm here with farmer Rosalind Franklin to talk about her and her goats.
Thanks for having me and letting me show off my girls.
As a producer, I'm sure you have learned about the research coming out at Utah State about spider goats. What are your thoughts on that?
When I first heard about that, I had no idea what to think. But as I learned more about the process and about the benefits from the spider silk being produced, I said to myself, well heck, if that ain't the bee's knee. From my understanding, it would be easy for us producers to raise them spider goats. We would take care of them just like any of our other goats. And the processed milk would be sent elsewhere. The milk that the spider silk was extracted from gets tossed afterwards. This could open up another industry for us producers, but I'm just not sure how the consumers will take to this.
Yes, this could certainly be a great opportunity for you and your fellow farmers to get involved in. Would you be interested in raising these spider goats?
Well, shoots, like I said, I think that something good could come out of this, but I'm not sure if it would be the right thing for me.
Well then, that's it from here. This is Donatella Breckenridge reporting from the farm, and now I'm sending it back to the news desk.
Thank you for that, Donatella.
Yeah, I noticed that the farmer Rosalind mentioned the uncertainty about the consumer perception on spider goats. To get an opinion on the topic, we sent Willow Tremaine out to the field.
Hello, this is Willow Tremaine, and I am joined here with Chastity Morrison and Cassandra McClintock. So Chastity and Cassandra, have either of you heard about the spider goat? I think I came across something on the internet one day, but I thought it was just a hoax.
No, I haven't. What is it? A goat with 8 legs?
Here, give this a quick look and tell me what you guys think. Well, it looks like some pretty substantial research has been put into this project and that there are many uses for the spider milk. Apparently, since spiders are cannibalistic, they cannot be raised for spider silk production themselves, so this is an alternative to that. It sounds like we need spider silk, though, to help produce things like armor, sutures, and skin grafts. It makes me nervous that these goats are genetically engineered, but if this is a low-risk, high-reward gain, then I think I could accept the idea of this. I just want more research to be done in support of spider goats.
I agree with Chastity. It seems like there are many benefits that spider goats could provide, but it also seems like it could raise some questions about ethics. In my opinion, however, it seems like similar things have previously been done to alter animals' genes.
Well, you heard it here on the street. This is Willow Tremaine, and I'm sending it back to the desk.
Thank you, Willow. Well, this is all we have on spider goats. On to our next story about genetically modified honeybees. Stay classy, Manhattan.